What's going on, YouTube, man? It is Raise Hell Zell back again with another video. And in this video, we're going to be going over the entire draft, our draft picks, mentioning some of our undrafted free agents that we signed. And also, you know, Sean Taylor's little brother, Gabe Taylor, is now is going to be, you know, attending our rookie mini camp after reports have went out that he signed with the Eagles. Those are apparently very false, and that's not actually the truth. So he will be attending our rookie minicamp after turning down a lot of other offers from other teams. So with that being said, let's hop right into it. First and foremost, at the time of this video, me recording this video, they are holding a press conference for the new stadium in DC. And I just got to tell y'all, man, the picture. So apparently it's supposed to be a glass roof. The cost is like $3 billion. It's going to be at the old site of the RFK Stadium, and I just can't be more excited. Like I'm like, just me recording this video. I really want to do a separate video, but I just don't have the time. So I'm gonna try to fit it into this video. But I'm so excited, me being from DC and growing up and hearing all the stories about how the old RFK Stadium used to be rocking, and it used to be like one of the pillars of the NFL and one of the places where teams feared to come play at because it was truly home, you know, home field advantage. To have that back, and the fact that we're winning and we got a new owner and we got all this new stuff, man, this is just the cherry on top. And I know there's more coming for our fan base and for our team and for the Washington organization as a whole. Is just all coming into fruition. So I just wanted to talk about that, man. Right. So literally right now, as I'm recording this video, that Mario Bowser and the commissioner and the owner and all those guys are literally talking about it and right now. And the speed of it, like once it really puts things into perspective. And I know I always say put things into perspective, but when you win, when you look good out there on the field, when you have a marketable team, everything falls in line. But first, it starts with the owner. And Josh Harris knows how to build a team. He did it from the top to the bottom. Adam Peters, Dan Quinn, then Jaden Daniels, then coming out and winning the most games we won in over 30 years, going to the NFC Championship. Now we got a stadium. It just was you can tell just by me listening to the press conference. You can tell that everybody wanted this. It wasn't like just one person and one person was fighting or one side was fighting. Both sides, the city of DC and Josh Harris's team, they all wanted this to make this happen. And you can tell they've been wanting this for a while. It just didn't. The opportunity finally presented itself. And now we are here talking about a new stadium coming in 2030. And it looks beautiful. It looks so beautiful, man. Let me see if I can pull this up for y'all, because I really want to pull this up for y'all, man. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up, because this is crazy, bro. This is really crazy. We got to get this pulled up. We got to get the images. They have released one image so far. And here it is right here. I got it pulled up. Let me get it into the video real quick for y'all so y'all can see. Let's see what's going on, man. Let's see what's going on. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. This is what it's looking like, right? This is what the stadium looking like. So this don't look crazy. Is this the? Oh no. I'm sorry. This is not the actual stadium. I gotta pull up in the actual stadium. Hold on. This is that's something. I don't know what that is. I don't think that's it, because I saw something totally different. I saw something that was like it wasn't totally different, but it is. Oh, here we go. This is it right here. This is the actual one. This is the actual one. Wait a second. Let me zoom in for y'all. This is it. This is the one with the Muriel Bowser down here. Okay. This don't look crazy. So you got the glass roof, and it's looking like it's glass on the sides too. So it's completely see-through. It looks beautiful. It looks very beautiful. You look, and if you could see in the back, you see a little statue. I don't know who that's going to be. My guess, or what I want, I would like that to be Joe Gibbs. He was the coach for all of our Super Bowls, and I would like the statue to be Joe Gibbs right there. Hopefully in the future we get a Jaden Daniels statue to put outside somewhere else. But right now, that's Joe Gibbs. The only thing I'm worried about this is when it's sunny. I don't want to have that same problem the Cowboys had where they didn't want to put the curtains out and yada, yada, yada. But this is much better than having an open roof, because now we have a California kid as our QB. We need him to feel comfortable back there, right? So now we get in a controlled environment. He could be feeling good. We walk up to him before a game. Hey, Jaden, what you want the temperature at? You know what I'm saying? He'd be like, put it on 73 for me. You know what I'm saying? 75. And we could do that. We could make it feel how he wanted to feel. Everybody feeling good. And on top of that, this is beautiful, bro. We will have the best stadium in the league in an area that is on the come up. A whole rack of stuff going on around it. And I heard them mention, I can't remember how many parking spaces it's going to be, but it will be parking there. So it will be tailgating, but the majority of the people traveling to the game will be using Metro, obviously. But so all my tailgaters out there will be a space for tailgating. I don't know how much tailgating, how much space is going to be, but there will be a space for it, right? So that I just really wanted to get that out the roof, off the top of my head before I got into this actual video. But with that being said, let's hop into these draft picks, man, because I just want to talk about the grades that I gave, and off the rip, I'm going to give all of these grades an A. I am. And before I even get into it, the reason I'm going to give it an A is because this is what I wanted them to do, right? This is what I wanted Adam Peters to do, especially after seeing the moves that we made in free agency, right? So during free agency, we filled in gaps. We got Will Harris, safety. Now, will he start? We don't know. Is he a starting caliber NFL player? We don't know. But we have someone there. We don't have a void to fill, right? Even though we didn't get a pass rusher, we got defensive ends. We got defensive linemen, right? We brought back enough people to be like, okay, we have people in the room that can play to the level of, or if not better than who we had last year, in my opinion. So with that being said, that set us up into going into the draft to the point where we're not drafting on need. We can literally look at our board. And, you know, just draft players based off of the best player available, which is what most of our fans wanted. We wanted to be able to go in there and draft best player available. With us going into it like, okay, we have this big board. We have the 29th pick in every round pretty much, and we don't have all our picks in every round. We only got 5 picks, right? So with that being said, I can see the plan. The plan was, okay, seeing where we're going to pick and see how many picks we have to use free agency to fill voids. And then once we get our chance to actually pick our players, we're going to look at our board and we're going to pick the best player available regardless of the position. And I absolutely love that, because now we're not reaching. We're literally getting who we think is the best player, right? So the first player that we got was Josh Connolly Jr. A lot of people had him going before. Most mock drafts that I saw had Josh Connolly Jr. going before the pick number 29, right? And I know I also would have rather us trade back, but they ultimately chose not to trade back. We don't know how much was given up, Adam Peters did mention that they were fielding calls and people did offer trades that they ultimately denied and just went ahead and picked, because they saw that to their what they thought going into the pick was they weighed the trade offer and the option of passing up on this player, right? and they didn't think the trade offer was worth passing up on this type of player. So at the end of the day, you got to respect it, because for one, Josh Connolly Jr., he's an athletic tackle, and he's most likely going to be our right tackle, and we're going to be able to move Brandon Coleman into as a guard, and it's going to just, you thought Laramie Tunsil was going to fortify our line. This is definitely going to fortify our line. We got two solid tackles now where Brandon Coleman could be a guard, which most people also thought he's more of a guard, and he can really thrive, especially when Sam Cosmi comes back. We got two solid guards, right, and two solid tackles. So I give this an A. Josh Conley Jr., you get an A. Can't go wrong with drafting a elite tackle to protect your most prized possession on the team, which is Jay Daniels, right? Next, we went best player available again. They also fielded trades for this when we got to 61. Now, this is when we wanted to, if we were going to draft an offensive tackle in the first round, but when it got to our pick, Donovan Ezaraku, all the guys that they thought on their board were pretty much gone at that point. So if you didn't get a defensive end in the first round, your second chance would be the second round, but none of the guys that they thought were valuable to be picked at 61 were there. So they went with best player available, which is Trey Amos. And I'm not mad at this pick at all. We also needed cornerback help. If defensive end, if pass rusher was the number one thing that we needed, I would say cornerback help would be the second thing that we needed. And he's a big corner, big athletic corner, and he plays the ball very well. He produced a lot last season, and he played at Alabama. He didn't get a chance to get on the field as much at Alabama, but transferred to Ole Miss, and he really had a great year. And again, a lot of people didn't think he would be there at 61. So we had to take a player like this, knowing that this will fill one of our needs. Now we can move Sanders still out back into his natural position, which is the slot. A lot of us are expecting Marshawn Lattimore to have the year that we know him to have, and coming off of a hamstring injury, that should be healed up pretty nicely. Now we got to solidify Trey Amos on the other side, and we got good depth pieces, and Noah Igbenogany, and also the other cornerback that we signed from Patriots. I'm forgetting his name right now, but those are really good backup pieces. Should someone go down, we could throw them in, and we can get some good play out of our cornerback. This is a totally different cornerback room a year ago. A year ago, this time, same time, we were banking on Benjamin St-Juste and Forbes Jr. as our starting cornerbacks, bro. We are now in the top half of the league now, hopefully going into the season with our cornerback play. Same with our offensive line. So you can't be mad at that. Now let's go into our next pick. We got our punt returner. As Adam Peters said on the phone, he's going to probably most likely be our starting punt returner, and that's Jalen Lane. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Lane is going to be our most likely punt returner. So this is a speedy guy. I think he ran like a 4.38 or 4.40, something like that. Something super fast. And for a pick at 128, and again, you heard him say it. I know a lot of teams say, hey, this is the best player that was left on our board, but I really believe it. Because they could have reached for a defensive end in the second round or third round, and because we know we needed that, and a lot of teams would have did that, right? But I feel like they really stuck to what they said they were going to do, which is like, hey, we're going to go from the top of our board down. Whoever at the top that we believe is the best player available on our board, we're going to take. And I believe that, because we could have reached for a defensive end that might have been lower on our board, but Trey Amos was right there. And now we got Jalen Lane, who's like a Swiss Army knife, very fast, very athletic, wide receiver out of Virginia Tech. But he's going to be our punt return. Might try him a little bit on kick return to see how he do, but he's definitely going to be our starting punt returner. And we might use him as a gadget guy offense, right? So we got three starters in the first 3 rounds with 2 picks left, right? So like, I've got to get this an A. Like, how can it not be anything more than an A? If obviously we got to see how these guys produce and how they play, but it's either, would you rather them had reached for a defensive end? Yeah, we could have probably got one of the defensive ends that was left right here, but none of them was really good. Kyle Kennard had just went off the board a little bit before. Braden Swinson, like, these guys were gone by this pick. So it's like, are we going to use our first, second, and third picks to pick a guy that really shouldn't be a first round pick, but he's an early second, or really shouldn't be a second round pick, but he's like a third or fourth round pick? Or will we go to a guy that we truly believe is a better overall football player? And that's what that's why I got to give all these picks an A, because I believe going into the draft, that's what they should have did, and it looks like that's what they did. So Jalen Lane, 3 starters, first 3 picks. Our second pick, Cam Madrano, 6th round pick. We getting a 6th round, 7th round pick. You're pretty much, in my opinion, you're picking for the type of player they could turn into be, right? So their ceiling. Very fast. The fastest linebacker in the draft, damn near, right? So you can tell these guys are. So the overall theme of this is athletes and speed. We run fast-paced offense. We're trying to get people who can catch the ball and take it to the house, or can get the ball and take it to the house. So we're taking a lot of burning off of what Jaden Daniels has to do as a quarterback, right? We're gone are the days where we can just catch it and no yak. These are all yak guys. Jalen Lane, yak guy. We're gonna get to Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, who they call Bill. We're gonna get to him in a second, but he's also very fast guy. And he has all the tools to be great, a really good running back in this league. But in terms of Cam Madrano, he's a linebacker out of UCLA. One of our coaches on the coaching staff was his linebacker coach. I think our linebacker coach now was his linebacker coach at UCLA for like 3 to 4 years. So they already have that camaraderie, that built relationship coming into it. So this is a player that can have a high ceiling because he plays coverage very well. That's his strength, his coverage and his speed. And he even played against Jaden Daniels when Jaden Daniels was at ASU. So he's been around the college scene for a while now, 6 years as a college player. So I'm not mad at this pick either. I'm not mad at this pick. His ceiling, I think, again, can really be high. And getting a chance to learn behind Bobby Wagner, getting a chance to come in with his old linebacker coach who's part of our staff now. We could just wait and see how he develops. So, and we need a covered, a linebacker who can run fast and play in cover, because most of our linebackers are big, stop the run, blitzing linebackers, and Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, and even Jordan McGee. So this is something that we don't really have in our linebacker room, and that can kind of offset things. So I'm not mad at this pick either. Again, call it what you want. I gave these all an A. Call it what you want. You know what I'm saying? I'm sizing the team because I'm a fan, but this is how I truly believe. And then this is how I truly feel. And then our last pick, round 7, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. The only reason in my mind he's a 3rd or 4th round pick if he played last season. So the only reason he fell so far behind is because he didn't get any rep. He played the first game, and I think he played really, really well for Arizona in his first game this past season, 2024. But the NCAA made him sit down because of his he didn't have any more eligibility years, and they realized that. They was like, hey, if you don't sit him down, all your wins will be vacated because you have a player that's not eligible to play. So he really didn't get a chance to put up any numbers. But when he went to the Shrine, I think it was the Senior Bowl. Was it the Senior? It was Senior or the Shrine Bowl. He won MVP, and he looked great. If you go back and look at his stuff from years previous, he's really good. Like the year before last, he had like 17 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. Like, he was supposed to be on par of that at Arizona. And if he would have put up some numbers close to that at Arizona, or how people project him to be or play in 2024, he would have definitely been a 3rd or 4th round pick running back. So this might have been the biggest steal of the entire draft, right? So we got a good running back. So all in all, we still have the biggest void that need to be filled. And I understand our frustration. Like, we don't have any pass rush, right? But we still have options available, right? We still have Zadarius Smith out there in free agency, and they hinted at using free agency to fill some of these, to fill the pass rush void. Still got a few other players that's still out there in free agency, so it's going to be interesting to see what we do with the pass rushing, role that is left as a void on our team. But I will say this: I expect, and I will say this again, I expect Frankie Louvu and Jordan McGee when they come back, I expect them to use them like edge rushers a lot this upcoming season. We might play a lot of 3 linebackers because we're going to use one of those linebackers as an edge rush coming off the edge a lot. And we might have to, and I'm not mad at it, but we're definitely going to be better in the run. We're definitely going to be better in corner, our defensive backs room. We got a very fast running back who's different from any other running back that we have on the roster. And we got an extra very good lineman in the first round. So you can't really be mad at this, given that the picks we have and given where we picked at 29. So that's all I got for y'all, man. Let me know down in the comments how y'all feel about this draft. Where do you have some of these players ranked? Are y'all disappointed? Are y'all excited? Did y'all see this coming? Let me know, and please like, subscribe, and comment. That really helps. I just recently hit 100 subscribers. Should have said that at the beginning, but I just recently hit 100 subscribers, so it'll mean a lot to me if y'all can subscribe, comment, and like this video, and hit the notification bar so that y'all know, notification bell, so that y'all know when next time I release a video for y'all. Oh, man. That's all I got for y'all, man. We got a new stadium coming. Woo! Let's go, man. Let's go. We got a new stadium coming, and I'm so excited for this upcoming season. So I appreciate y'all for watching this video, and y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Peace out.